going on, YouTube? It's oldMIXDhead here with my brother Chief. We're going to be doing something I like to call oldMIXDhead Relives. Something I think I created, maybe somebody else did, I never saw it. But relives are when we're going to go back in the past and we're going to watch a video that we've already seen, but we haven't seen in like a very long time. So we're going to watch it, we're going to say, you know, what we remember of it, how we felt at the time when we first heard it. And there's a fly in the house. There it goes. And then we're gonna talk to you about it, and just the culture and what we were thinking about during the time, and just relive that situation. So the first one is gonna be a memorable one because it was very monumental. Not very much, but it was somewhat monumental. It's gonna be Snow performing Informer.
Informer.
Here we go.
12 inches of snow.
I remember you went to, you had somebody take you to Walmart or Target to buy this album.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew what he was saying.
This could quite possibly be the first mumble rapper.
Nah, there's so many people. Look at his clothes.
No, like
He is like, what is it called? Appropriation? Cultural appropriation?
I don't know where he's from though. We gotta look up his info, man.
Look it up.
I don't want to call him a poser, but he did not come out after this, so maybe he is.
See, look at the girls though. Okay, that's kind of. But no, so the girls didn't have to dress all scampy. Scampy?
Skimpy.
Skimpy. They didn't have to dress so skimpy back in these days. Look, they're all fully clothed, like leotards. Full body leotards. They just showed the curve of their body. They didn't show skin. It wasn't necessary back then. Look at the colors though, man. The cross colors.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in prison? Okay.
It's hard for a white man.
Nobody's gonna hit him because he's wearing glasses, so he's safe. Look at that, look.
Jimmy.
Look at his hands though. He's not really, like, he's trying.
He's from Canada.
Alright. So can I say cultural appropriation yet?
He's a reggae musician from Canada.
That's cool. Reggae's worldwide. This isn't really rap, though. This is kind of reggae. It's just the music that makes it sound rap.
It's definitely reggae.
Did you ever listen to him and thought he was black at first, and then you saw him, or did you watch the video first? Back then, videos was a thing.
Yeah, MTV actually used to play music videos.
Believe that or not.
It wasn't just catfish and like pregnant little kids.
They've been doing this for like the whole video.
I blame MC Shan for this. He's the dude who set this whole thing up.
Oh, you found him? Yeah, he was the first Dr. Dre. I have no idea what he's saying.
The song is about.
Is that him?
That's MC Shan.
Shane?
Shan. But he was, you think about it, like he did what Dr. Dre did with Eminem.
That's what I just said.
He just didn't make it.
First Dr. Dre.
Like he didn't make it. And
well, look at this guy. Find out he's from Canada.
I don't know,
and he's
man.
rapping.
Maybe he was like, I don't know, man. It's probably because he used gel before he went on the set in his hair.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of gel in the hip hop community.
They got their own products. All right, so that was Snow the music video for Snow on Informer. Now, did it say when that came out?
Yeah, this song came out in stand by.
We should probably
1992.
1992. So I was 9 years old. You were 10, 11, around there.
Yeah.
Shows how old we are.
So when the song first came out, I thought it was kind of dope, and then like the more I kind of was listening to it, and the less I understood it. I don't know, not just because he's like a reggae, but then like when I finally saw him, it didn't match up to me. I don't know if that's wrong or not, but see, we're black and white, so we have a different perspective than like just like regular black people have or like regular white people have. Our perspective is different. We get the best and the worst of both sides. So I thought it was dope at the time, I guess, being that like white people weren't allowed to rap, or they tried. We had the Vanilla Ice, and then this guy falls in that category. Was there anybody else? The Pop the Weasel guy. Who was that?
No, that was a black guy.
Yeah, but there was a white dude too
Dissing
with a cane.
I don't remember that.
He was dissing MC Hammer for a while.
Pop, pop goes the weasel.
The weasel, pop, pop goes the weasel, the weasel.
Pop go the weasel,
Cause the weasel go
pop. Yeah, I remember that one.
There's a lot of this going on. Like
no, when I first heard this song, if I can, I remember listening to it. It was just a fun song. You know, I was a kid, so I didn't know that there was a culture of hip hop that actually had a standard and this and that. And I listened to it as a kid. I just thought it was fun. I didn't know what he's saying. I thought it was crazy. It was funny, and I thought it was pretty cool. The clothes, though, really bring me back to that time because you turn on the TV and you see all the teenagers and all the young adults wearing those type of, real baggy clothes and not Timberland. Were they Timberlands back then?
Yeah, they were Tims.
Tim's back, the brown Tims and the big baggy big baggy jeans.
Yeah, like the whole East Coast thing. Like we didn't have none of that down here.
Yeah.
Like this was before like the South was a thing. Like you gotta understand,
South didn't come up to like the 2000s.
South wasn't like like the South.
Mainstream.
The South we talking about. I'm not talking about like Luke and like the Miami scene because that's technically South too, I think. But like I'm talking more like like when Lil Jon came out and Master P and Cash Money and then Swisher House and all the cats from Houston, T.I.
Atlanta really started hitting.
And Screw and all that. Before that started hitting, there really wasn't a lot of South music being played.
It was East and West.
It was just mainly East Coast, West Coast, and then I think Lil Kiki.
Well, yeah, then Bone and then Twista, they started coming out. They were like Midwest.
Right.
But that was the only representation we had. Was like a handful of people. The big groups were West Coast, East Coast rappers, and we didn't really have a sound. So we just had whatever we heard, we just went with that.
Eventually, Screw Tapes and as you screwed up Click, eventually started trickling down like Swisher House, and all these other Texas labels started promoting more and kind of getting their tapes out a little bit more, and eventually made it to BET. Little Flip and what else is that dude's name? Boss Hog Outlaw, that dude. So eventually those came out, but until then we didn't really have much. We just had East Coast, West Coast, and like I remember being like in middle school, it was a big thing. Like, yo, you West Coast or you East Coast? I'm like, yo, I go to Kitty Hawk right now. Like I don't know what's going on. West Coast, I was more Pac and that whole side over there.
Yeah.
But then, Biggie, and all that on the East, and then they got dudes like this dude, Snow, repping Canada,
big style,
the big Canadian. So
what are they called?
Canucks.
No, I don't know. That's probably a region. Anyway, no, yeah, I was a big Tupac West Coast side. I just liked the sense that they would use and their style of music. East Coast I never really cared for until I got older. Like I said, you get older, you get wiser, you start looking for things that actually make sense. And East Coast, lyrically they were like on top. West Coast was more passionate rappers who had like a tale of what happened and they express it passionately and vocally. East Coast was more like storytelling in a sophisticated way. And
Yeah,
not saying they made stuff up. I'm just saying they tell you a story.
Yeah, they had a thesaurus on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And the thesaurus was serious. As I entered the square, over the dragon's pair, to the lair, with rare care, antagonists and protagonists metamorphosized into the abyss. Winners roll with us.
So you listen to that as a 9-year-old, and you're like, I'm in the 3rd grade.
Antagonists and protagonists.
The dragon's lair, I got that. Everything after that is just a big blur.
Yeah, but at the same time, like that's, if you kind of look at like how they made that list popular.
Yeah.
You kind of had to come with more of something you can repeat to be popular. You have to have some kind of a fancy hook or a catchy, bar or something like that.
I think where Snow went wrong was he probably carried that fast, rapid spit flow throughout all his songs. And people heard this one, it was like, oh, okay, this guy, he has some type of skill. What else does he have? And then when that next one dropped, I don't know what his next single was. When he drops the next one, they're like, okay, I don't understand what he's saying. And then the next one, and they listen to his album maybe, I don't understand what this guy's saying, I can't follow that. So
he just, too, like, he probably wasn't accepted very well either. Like, I don't know.
He probably
I think I read something on Wikipedia. It said something about he got double murder charge or something like that. He got locked up. So maybe that had something to do with him. Maybe he got tired of people talking crazy about him. Maybe we shouldn't do this video. How do you think he is by now? He's got to be like 40 or 50?
50.
92?
That was 92.
92.
He looked about 20, 25. So this 25 years ago. So he's almost 50 now. He's 40 to 50 years old right now. He might be in jail.
He probably owns a Starbucks. I don't know. He probably has like a great life.
Yeah,
but,
he's probably living it up.
but like, I don't know, man. Back then, I thought it was kind of dope when it first came out. I didn't know much about gentrification or cultural inappropriation. Like I said, I'm half black and half white. We got crapped on from both sides, at some point. So I think we have a pretty fair, balance.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult coming up black and white. Black people don't see you as black, and white people don't see you as white. And, Hispanics, you're closer to looking like a Hispanic than you are looking like a black person or a white person.
I remember when I was in Iraq, I was standing around with all my buddies who, the ones that are standing by were all white. And the Iraqi army guys we were talking to or training that day asked me if I was Iraqi. Mister, Iraqi? I was like, no, I'm American.
You ever claim to be something you're not to benefit? I did. A whole bunch of times. Alright, so that wraps it up for this one. That was SnowINFORMER. This is oldMIXDhead with
Chief.
We'll see you next time. Don't forget, comment, subscribe, and like down below.
Thumbs up.